there, Ticket Subs fans. It is not just us, because I don't know what I was trying to say. We just saw Justice League. Alex and I are back together. Chris is also in this review as well. It is an honor to have everyone together. This is awesome. Justice League.
It's not just another review. I tried.
That's a much better pun.
I tried.
This is the 5th film in the DC Extended Universe.
It's one of the better ones,
yes.
I guess.
Right from the get-go, this film I found it personally to be a lot better than Batman v Superman. It has a more, I'd say the plot definitely flows a lot better. It has much better pacing to it. It feels more like a film.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
DC made a movie. I mean, they did it with Wonder Woman, and I'm not a huge fan of that one, but it was a movie, and people were excited that it was a cohesive story. But I think you're right. I think they took this to another level, and despite a third of the film being completely CGI, they did follow a linear storyline for the most part.
And kind of going off the CGI, as a huge fan of Captain America: Civil War, I feel bad by kind of bad-mouthing the CGI, but because the airplane, some of the parts, the Iron Man suits don't look as great as they could, but that's a different topic. But there's some CGI in this movie that's definitely I don't want to spoil exactly what it is because we didn't really expect it what it was, but it definitely stands out a little bit, and it makes certain scenes not as powerful as it should.
Some works, and some really doesn't work.
Yes, perfect explanation.
Yeah, I think a lot of it looks pretty cool, but I think not spoiling anything, the main villain, anytime they showed him, it looked kind of like a video game cutscene or like a Skyrim boss cutscene. He kind of looked a little out of place compared to the rest of the world, so that was kind of hard to look at. But other than that, there's one really distracting thing, and if you catch it, good for you. We're not going to spoil it here. We might do a spoiler talk later.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was pretty cohesive, and it looked as ridiculous as it looks in the trailers. So if you're expecting some realistic looking CG, you're not going to get it in this movie. It looks as strange and as outer worldly as it does in the trailers, but I think it works for this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Somehow it felt like it worked.
And it's not a skybeam necessarily, so I think that makes it a little bit better. Something different than a skybeam at the end.
Yeah, Chris was saying it wasn't going straight up this time, and I was like, it's moving.
It's different.
It's moving out this time.
And I think it definitely makes that. And kind of the
there were a few skybeams.
Kind of how you're saying in the show. Yeah, there were. But it's not the main thing.
Right,
so it works, I guess. But
like
Alex was saying, the trailer, a lot of the some of the battle sequences in the trailer look very stylistic, and I think that definitely transfers well to the film.
You were saying how this is probably, one of the better. I'm not going to spoil that. Never mind. We'll leave that for spoilers. But yeah.
Who is your favorite Justice League member in the film? Who do you thought they gave the most justice?
Oh, who got the most justice?
That's too easy of a pun, right?
In this league. I'd have to say I really like the Flash. I think he's as quirky and as fun as he was portrayed, in the little bit of Batman v Superman that he was in.
Yeah.
And I thought that translated really well. He's got a good couple riffs between a lot of the characters, and he's just a fun part to be in it. How about you?
Yeah, perfectly said. I'm gonna go with the Flash too. A lot of his jokes didn't feel it felt like something just because you see his personality, feels like something he would say.
Like a quirky guy, and it's not forced. Yeah.
And I think he works really well with the dynamic. I loved all the scenes with him and Bruce Wayne. Those are really good. Mm-hmm. And Bruce Wayne in this film, I liked his portrayal. I mean, Alex and I were talking, the shots of Batfleck with just the suit.
Oh,
he
good.
Looks like there's some scenes that look straight out of the Arkham games. And I think
in
all the best ways.
And I think they might have tried to force that a little bit, but because there were it would be a 1 second jump from a building, and it would look like a straight up movie poster with Batman coming down, and that was really cool. And there was a couple of good group shots that they did in there.
A lot of good groups. Yeah, there's something that definitely make it. Well, I mean, obviously all these characters had solo films before. It probably would have been more worth it, but it was still pretty cool seeing them all together.
Yeah, a lot of it felt rushed. A couple of the intro to the new characters felt rushed, but then one main plot point that we're not going to spoil here again, felt very rushed. But you know what? I got over it, and it's a comic book movie, and they just got onto the fighting, and I was happy with it.
I think now at least the DC universe is in a really spot. Like they might not have been the best way, but they have built up a lot of their characters. So I think they're in a spot now where they can't do these solo films or team up films. They don't necessarily have to worry about doing all this. There's a rumor that one of their next films, I mean, I think it was confirmed, but I don't know when it's going to be released, is going to be Flashpoint, which is essentially where the Flash changes time and stuff, and they could use that to reboot anything they want to, pretty much. And then we have Aquaman coming out in December of 2018.
That'll be cool.
That'll be really cool, because just from what we saw of Aquaman's world was pretty interesting.
And Jason Momoa is super smooth.
Yeah,
Love
he
that
is
guy.
so smooth. And Gal Gadot, great seeing her back as Wonder Woman.
Her accent was a lot better in this movie. I got to give it to her. It was driving me nuts in Wonder Woman, and she really nailed it in this one. And I actually really appreciate her in this movie.
Yeah, she brings that charisma she had from Wonder Woman, and she's great. But yeah, so anyways, Justice League.
Stay for the post credits.
Yes, that's
like the not the during credits. The during credits is funny. Stay for the post credits.
Exactly.
Like after all the credits, the lights are about to come on. It's totally worth it. It actually. I'm excited for like another DC movie.
It got us hyped. It got us hyped.
Crazy.
I think this movie built up a lot of interesting things. And
so if you go into this movie without any expectations like we did, you might come out going, "Hey, that wasn't a bad movie."
It was a movie.
It was a movie.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, really quick. We've in some of the parking lot reviews. John implemented this. And
I like it. I've been out of the loop for so long.
It's great to be back.
I'm back in the car.
It's an honor. But
it's like Cash Cab but for movies.
What is the capital of Delaware?
Dover.
Hey, that's
nicely
why we
done.
have them.
But anyways, John Burke system out of 12.
I give it 5.5 John Burks out of 12 John Burks.
I'm gonna go 7.7.
That's pretty high.
Jeff Goldblum's.
That's good. How about
Yeah.
you, Chris? Out of 12.
5.4.
5.4, one below me.
All right, so that was our review. Thank you for watching. Alex and I are so pumped to get to do another review in person. Hopefully, get to do one more video in the near future because we're both in the same area for the time being. And Chris, thank you for joining as well.
No problem, guys.
I hope this review did justice.
Roll clones.